Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Philadelphia Eagles have traded for John Metchie III from the Houston Texans. As a Texans fan, it's tough to see John Metchie go, but I think there's a lot of talent in the wide receiver room, and so I don't think it's a huge loss, but I think this is a good gain for the Eagles. I think they're impressed with Jahan Dotson at the wide receiver 3 after A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, but I think adding in a wide receiver 4 or a guy who could be the wide receiver 3 if Dotson were to get hurt or not play well is a great addition for the Eagles. Now, I was thinking about this after I saw the trade, but checked did these guys play at Alabama together? They just missed each other. John Metchie's first year, his freshman season at Alabama in 2019 was Jalen Hurts' first season at Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts' last year in Alabama was 2018, so they just missed being teammates. But John Metchie really didn't play in that freshman year. He didn't start playing until his sophomore and junior seasons, and he played so well that he became a second-round pick for the Houston Texans. And with the way he played, he deserved that to be a second-round pick. But very unfortunately, he got leukemia and had to miss his entire rookie season. And of course, that is hard. That is something very hard to come back from. And he did, and in his rookie season, just to be honest, he did not look good at all. Only 158 receiving yards, playing 16 games. But I felt like this year, was he amazing? No, but I felt like he was a lot better this year. Played 3 less games than he did in 2023, had 254 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. I felt like his game against the Detroit Lions, he had a game against the Lions this year on Sunday Night Football. The Texans did lose that game, but was just able to have an outstanding game. It was kind of like, I think, the best game I've ever seen from John in his 2 seasons playing with the Texans. But was outstanding that game. That's where he scored his touchdown. But this was at a time for the Texans where you're without Nico Collins. Stephon Diggs is out as well. You need someone to step up. Tank Dell was out there, but you need someone to step up for C.J. Stroud. And John Metchie did that in this game. He led them in receiving yards with 74 receiving yards and a touchdown and 5 receptions. That's a good chunk of his receiving yards right there because he had 256. So he can be a great target for Jalen Hurts. I'm excited to see what he can be for this Eagles team. But the Texans at the same time are getting some solid value back. A 6th-round pick is going back with Metchie in this deal. And the Texans are getting back a 5th-round pick and Harrison Bryant, tight end, who is a very fast tight end. If any Texans fans remember the play he made against the Texans in the wild card with the Browns in 2023, had a huge 49-yard play against the Texans. And it was mainly on the run. It was mainly yards after catch. So he's a good run block tight end, which is something you could use right now after losing Brevin Jordan. And I think that's why the Texans like this deal of getting Harrison Bryant, is the fact that this is a good replacement for Brevin Jordan. And it just adds more to this tight end room. I don't know how confident the Texans are on Irv Smith Jr. as being the tight end number 3. I think Harrison Bryant definitely sounds a lot better at that tight end 3 next to Cade Stover and Dalton Schultz. But we will see. Tough to see John go. But there's a lot of talent in the wide receiver room. I am really hyped about Iowa State wide receivers Jalen Knoll and Jaden Higgins. I liked what I saw from Christian Kirk in his first game as a Texan. Obviously, the Texans have Nico Collins. I like veterans like Braxton Barrios and Justin Watson. Not to mention you've also got Xavier Hutchinson. So there's a lot of talent in this wide receiver room. I don't think it sucks to see one go. You couldn't keep everyone. You're gonna have to get rid of someone, and John Metchie unfortunately was just the guy that had to go. But I wish him the best in Philadelphia. Let me know your thoughts on the Texans trade in the comment section, and peace out. And the trade for the Eagles. But peace out.